When your son brings a notary to your driveway at sunrise, it's not a visit, it's an ambush. Mine came to get my signature before I had time to think. I didn't expect to find my son waiting in my driveway at 7 in the morning, not on a Tuesday, not with that expression on his face, half smile, half something else I couldn't quite name. He held a leather folder under one arm, the kind lawyers use, the kind that means business. "Dad," he said, stepping out of his BMW, "got a minute?" Before continuing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and write in the comments, where are you listening from? I had just finished my coffee. The mug was still warm in my hand. I'd been about to water the tomatoes. Retirement had given me routines, small things that mattered because they were mine. But Marcus didn't visit often anymore. Not since the promotion. Not since he'd moved to the gated community 40 minutes away. "Of course," I said. "Come inside." He followed me through the front door. His shoes clicked on the hardwood. I'd refinished myself 3 years ago. Every board, every nail. I remembered the ache in my knees. The satisfaction when the grain finally showed through. "Coffee?" I offered. "No time, Dad. I've got a meeting at 9. He set the folder on the kitchen table, the same table where I'd helped him with algebra homework, where we'd eaten Sunday dinners after his mother passed. "I need you to sign something." The folder opened. Papers fanned out across the wood. Legal documents. Dense paragraphs in that tiny font they use to hide meaning. I saw my name, my address. Words like transfer and beneficiary and power of attorney. "What is this?" I asked. "Just paperwork, Dad. Estate planning stuff. My lawyer said we should get it organized now. You know, while you're still—" He trailed off. Left that sentence hanging like a noose. While I'm still what? Still alive? Still competent? Still useful? "I can read it first," I said. "Dad, it's 30 pages of legal jargon. Trust me, I wouldn't bring you anything that wasn't in your best interest." His phone buzzed. He glanced at it. "Look, the notary's waiting in the car. She's on a tight schedule. If we could just—" "The notary's in your car?" "Yeah, Dad, that's how this works. She witnesses the signature, makes it official." He pulled a pen from his pocket. Expensive, heavy, the kind that came in a box. Right here, and here, and initial here. Something cold moved through my chest. Not panic, not yet, just a whisper. A small voice that said, "Slow down." "Let me call Tom," I said. "Tom Fletcher, my attorney for 20 years, the man who'd handled my retirement paperwork, my will, everything." Marcus's smile tightened. "Dad, Tom's semi-retired. He doesn't handle this kind of thing anymore. My guy's a specialist. Trust fund law, tax optimization. This is complicated stuff. Then I should definitely read it." "Dad," his voice changed. Sharper now, impatient. "I took time out of my morning to help you. The notary's meter is running. Can you just sign so we can both get on with our day?" I picked up the first page, started reading. The words swam. Not because I couldn't understand them, but because I suddenly understood too much. Transfer of primary residence, effective immediately. Irrevocable trust. Marcus Adrian Whitmore, sole trustee. Authority to sell, lease, or otherwise dispose of property at trustee's discretion. My house. The house I'd bought in 1987, where I'd carried Marcus's mother over the threshold, where I'd built the deck, planted the maple tree that now shaded the whole backyard, where I'd buried the dog, where I'd cried alone after the funeral. "This gives you my house," I said quietly. "It protects your assets, Dad. If you ever need long-term care, Medicaid can't touch it. This is smart planning." I'm 68 years old. I run 3 miles every morning. I don't need long-term care. Not now, but eventually. Eventually I'll die, and you'll inherit it anyway. That's already in my will." His jaw tightened. "Dad, this is about protecting you." "From what?" "From making bad decisions." He said it quietly, like he'd been holding it in for a while. "You're alone out here. No one checking on you. What if something happens? What if you fall? What if someone takes advantage of you? Someone like who? Like those guys who showed up last month asking if you wanted your driveway sealed. Like the woman who called about your car warranty. You're vulnerable, Dad." "I'm trying to help." The notary knocked on the door. A woman in a gray suit. She didn't look at me, just at Marcus. "We should move this along," she said. "I have another appointment at 8. "Dad," Marcus said. "Please." I looked at him. Really looked. His tie probably cost more than my monthly grocery bill. His watch caught the morning light. When had he started wearing a watch like that? When had I stopped recognizing my own son? "No," I said. The word landed like a stone in still water. "What?" "I'm not signing this. Not today. Not until I have my own lawyer review it." His face went through 3 expressions in 2 seconds. Surprise, anger, something colder. "You don't trust me?" "I don't trust papers I haven't read. After everything I've done for you." "Everything you've done?" "Marcus, I paid for your college. All 4 years. $32,000 when you graduated. That was 2003. I could have retired 5 years earlier. I worked extra shifts so you wouldn't have student loans. I never asked you to do that." The notary shifted her weight, checked her phone. "You're right," I said. "You didn't ask. I did it because that's what parents do. But I'm not signing away my house in my own kitchen because you've got a 9 o'clock meeting." Marcus closed the folder, snapped it shut like a trap that missed. "Fine. Call Tom. Waste his time. Waste mine. But when you're sitting in some state facility because you didn't plan ahead, don't come crying to me." He left. The BMW reversed out of my driveway fast enough to leave rubber. The notary followed in a Toyota Camry. She'd never even looked me in the eye. I stood in my kitchen for a long time. The coffee had gone cold. The tomatoes still needed water. But something had changed. Something I couldn't put back. I picked up the phone, called Tom Fletcher. "Morning, John," he said. His voice still carried that courtroom steadiness, calm in every crisis. "What's on your mind?" I told him. Every word, every detail. When I finished, he was quiet for 5 long seconds. "John, I need you to listen very carefully. Don't sign anything. Don't agree to anything. And don't tell Marcus I'm involved. Can you do that?" "Yes." "But Tom, why?" "Because what he brought you wasn't estate planning. It was a transfer deed. If you'd signed it, you would have given him full ownership of your house immediately. Not after you die. Now, today, you'd be living in his house, at his mercy, subject to his decisions. And that power of attorney, that would have given him access to every bank account, every investment, every asset you have." My hand tightened on the phone. "He's my son." "I know, John. I know." Tom's voice softened. "But sons don't ambush their fathers with notaries in the driveway, and they don't get angry when asked to slow down. This was planned. The tight timeline, the pressure, the notary waiting outside. This was designed to get your signature before you could think. What do I do? First, you change every password. Banks, investments, email, everything. Use combinations he couldn't guess. Second, you put alerts on all your accounts. Any transaction over $100, you get a text. Third, you call your bank and tell them you're concerned about elder fraud. They'll put extra security measures in place. Tom, this sounds like your son was trying to steal your house? Yes, John. That's exactly what it sounds like. I sat down. The chair felt different. The whole kitchen felt different. There's something else, Tom said. The notary. Real notaries don't wait in cars. They come inside. They verify your identity. They make sure you understand what you're signing. They ask if anyone's pressuring you. That woman never even introduced herself. I want her name, her commission number, because if she's legitimate, she violated every rule in the book. And if she's not, he let that hang. Marcus gave her to me, I said. He brought her. Exactly. I thought about the last year. The visits that became phone calls. The phone calls that became texts. The birthday card that arrived 3 days late with someone else's handwriting. The way Marcus had asked detailed questions about my finances, my retirement accounts, my life insurance, the value of the house. I'd thought he was being interested, caring, making conversation. He'd been taking inventory. John, how much? Does Marcus know about your assets? Everything. I've never hidden anything. He's my son, my only child, I thought. I stopped. Couldn't finish. You thought he'd take care of you, and maybe he will. But right now, he's trying to take control of you. There's a difference. I looked around my kitchen. The morning light coming through the window, I'd replaced myself. The countertop I'd installed when Marcus was 12. The refrigerator, covered in his childhood drawings, now faded and curling at the edges. What's the next step? I asked. I'm coming over. Today. We're going to document everything. And John, don't confront Marcus. Not yet. People get desperate when they realize their plans are falling apart. Just be normal. Be pleasant. Give me time to figure out what's really going on. He arrived at 10, brought a file box. We sat at that same kitchen table and went through everything. Bank statements, property deeds, insurance policies, investment accounts, the will I'd signed 5 years ago, leaving everything to Marcus. Tom took notes, asked questions. His face stayed neutral, but his pen moved faster the longer we talked. John, you have substantial assets. The house is worth what now? $340,000? Last appraisal. Retirement accounts? $460,000, give or take. Life insurance? $250,000. Marcus is the beneficiary. So, we're looking at just over $1 million. Tom set down his pen. That's motive, John. That's serious motive. But he has money. He makes 6 figures. He drives a BMW. People who make 6 figures still want 7. And sometimes they're living beyond their means. You'd be surprised how many high earners are drowning in debt. Tom pulled out another document. I'm going to make some calls, check some things. But John, I need your permission to do a background check on Marcus. A background check on my own son? Financial background, public records, court filings. I need to know if he's in trouble, because if he is, that explains the urgency, the pressure, the ambush. I signed the authorization. Tom left at noon. I watered the tomatoes, made lunch, tried to read the newspaper. The words blurred. My phone rang at 2:15. Marcus. I let it ring 4 times before answering. Tom's voice in my head. Be normal. Be pleasant. Hey, son. Dad. I'm sorry about this morning. I was rushed. Stressed. I shouldn't have pushed. His voice carried that smooth apology. The one that had worked since he was 7 years old. How about I come by this weekend? We can go through everything slowly. No pressure. I'll even bring Tom if that makes you feel better. That sounds good. Great. Saturday? Around 2? I'll be here. Love you, Dad. Love you too. I hung up, stared at the phone, wondered when those words had become automatic instead of true. Tom called back at 4. John, sit down. I was already sitting, but my body knew that tone, that careful, measured tone that meant bad news was coming. Marcus has debts, significant debts, credit cards maxed at 73,000, second mortgage on his house 215,000, car loans, personal loans. He's underwater, John, badly. And 3 months ago, he missed a mortgage payment. The bank's already sent him a notice of default. The kitchen tilted. Not really, but it felt like it. How do you know this? Public records, court filings. It's all there if you know where to look. And John, there's more. He filed for bankruptcy protection 2 years ago, Chapter 7. It was discharged, but it destroyed his credit. He can't borrow anymore, not through legitimate channels. He's tapped out, but the car, the suit, the watch, rented, financed, leased, it's all facade. He's broke, John, worse than broke. And if he loses the house, he's homeless. His wife already left him, did you know that? What? Divorce finalized 6 months ago. She got custody. He gets the kids every other weekend. Child support is $900 a month. He's behind. I thought about the last time I'd seen Marcus's wife, Laura. Sweet woman, kindergarten teacher. She'd stopped coming to visits about a year ago. Marcus said she was busy, working extra hours. He'd lied. So the papers this morning? I said slowly. That was his solution. Take my house, sell it, use the money to save himself. Not just the house. The power of attorney would have given him everything. Your retirement accounts, your life insurance, everything. And John, once you signed, it would have been almost impossible to reverse. The documents were ironclad, professionally done. But I didn't sign. No, you didn't. Tom's voice carried something I couldn't quite name. Pride? Relief? You trusted your instincts. That saved you. What do I do now? Now? Now we protect you. I'm drawing up new documents. Power of attorney goes to me. Medical decisions go to your neighbor. What's her name? Patricia? Pat Chambers. She's a nurse. Perfect. We're updating your will. Marcus stays in it, but it's structured so he can't access anything immediately. Slow release over 10 years. Managed by a trustee. Me, if you'll let me. He's going to know. When he comes Saturday, he's going to know something's changed. Good. Let him know. Let him wonder. Because, John, here's what you need to understand. He was counting on you not figuring it out. He was counting on your love, your trust, your guilt. And when those weapons stopped working, he was going to move to the next phase. Anger, manipulation, maybe even threats. We need to be ahead of that. He's my son, Tom. I know. And that's the only reason we're being careful instead of calling the police right now. Because what he tried to do this morning, that's attempted fraud. That's elder abuse. That's a felony. The word hung in the air like smoke. Felony. My son. My boy. The kid I'd taught to ride a bike. The teenager I'd stayed up waiting for when he missed curfew. The young man I'd hugged at his college graduation. A felon. I can't send him to jail. You won't have to. Not if he backs off. But John, you need to be ready. Because desperate people do desperate things. And your son is very, very desperate. Tom came by Friday with the new documents. We signed everything. Witnessed. Notarized properly this time by a woman who checked my ID 3 times and asked me 4 different ways if I understood what I was signing. You sure you want to do this? She asked. This removes your son from all decision-making authority. That's a big step. I'm sure, I said. The pen felt heavy, but the signatures went down clean. Saturday came. 2 o'clock. Marcus arrived exactly on time. No BMW today. A Honda Civic. Older model. Rental car sticker in the window. Where's your car? I asked. In the shop. Nothing serious. He smiled. Came inside. No leather folder this time. Just empty hands and that smile. Dad, I really am sorry about Tuesday. I let work stress get to me. That wasn't fair to you. It's okay, I said. I brought something. He pulled out his phone, pulled up a document. This is what I should have shown you first. An explanation of everything. Plain English. No legal jargon, just a simple breakdown of how the trust works, how it protects you. I had my lawyer rewrite it so anyone could understand. I took the phone, scrolled through. It looked reasonable, clear, almost convincing. That's better, I said. Much better. So, should I have my lawyer draw up new papers? We can do this right this time. Take our time. Make sure you're comfortable. Marcus, I need to tell you something. His smile flickered. Just for a second. Okay. I already updated my estate plan. This week. With Tom Fletcher. The smile died. What? I changed everything. Power of attorney. Medical decisions. The will. It's all different now. His face went through those expressions again. Surprise. Anger. That cold thing underneath. You cut me out. No. You're still my beneficiary. But the inheritance is structured differently. Managed by a trustee. Released over 10 years. It protects both of us. Protects us from what? From mistakes. From pressure. From desperation. He stood up. Fast. The chair scraped backward. You had no right. That's my inheritance. I'm your son. Your only child. You can't just, I can. I did. And Marcus, it's done. The documents are filed, notarized, legal. His hands clenched, unclenched. This is because of Tuesday. Because I pushed too hard. Dad, I was trying to help. You're overreacting. Am I? Because Tom Fletcher told me something interesting. He told me you filed for bankruptcy 2 years ago. He told me you're $300,000 in debt. He told me Laura divorced you 6 months ago. All the color drained from his face. Not a metaphor. I watched it happen. Like someone had pulled a plug. You investigated me? I protected myself. There's a difference. I'm your son, and I'm your father, not your retirement account, not your emergency fund, not your solution. He stepped toward me, not threatening, not quite, but close enough that I could smell his cologne. Expensive. Probably bought on credit. You're making a mistake, he said quietly. I'm the only family you have. You need me. Do I? Because right now, it feels like you need me more. Something broke in his expression. The mask, the smile, all of it. What was left looked tired, scared, young. I'm drowning, Dad. I'm so far underwater I can't see the surface anymore. The house is going into foreclosure. I'm behind on child support. My credit's destroyed. I thought if I could just get access to your assets, I could fix everything. Pay off the debts. Get back on track. I wasn't trying to steal from you. I was trying to survive. By taking my house, I would have let you stay in it. I would have taken care of you until you sold it to pay your creditors. He didn't answer. That was answer enough. Marcus, I'm sorry you're struggling. I truly am. But the way you went about this, the ambush, the pressure, the lies that wasn't asking for help, that was theft. And if I'd signed those papers, you would have taken everything. I'm your son. You are. And I love you. But love doesn't mean I have to let you destroy me to save yourself. He stood there for a long moment. Then he laughed. Not humor. Something bitter and broken. You know what? Fine. Keep your money. Keep your house. Die alone in it. But don't call me when you need help. Don't call me when you fall and can't get up. Don't call me when you're scared and alone and realize you pushed away the only person who gave a damn about you. He left, slammed the door hard enough to rattle the windows. I sat down. My hands were shaking, not from fear, from something else, something that felt like grief, but tasted like relief. The house was quiet, the way it had been for 3 years, since the funeral, since the silence became my companion. But this silence felt different, cleaner, like I'd opened a window and let out something stale. I called Tom. It's done, I said. He knows. How'd he take it? Badly. He's angry. He threatened to cut me off. That's not a threat, John. That's a gift. He's showing you who he is. Believe him. I looked around my kitchen. The morning light still came through the same window. The tomatoes still needed watering. The dog's collar still hung by the door even though she'd been gone for 5 years. Nothing had changed. Everything had changed. Tom, what if I'm wrong? What if he really was trying to help, and I just destroyed my relationship with my only child? John, people who are trying to help don't bring notaries to your driveway at 7 a.m. They don't write documents designed to transfer all your assets immediately. They don't get angry when you ask questions. What Marcus did was calculated, planned, and the only thing that stopped it was you having enough sense to slow down. So what happens now? Now? Now you live your life. And if Marcus cleans up his act, gets help, addresses his issues, then maybe, you can rebuild something. But not until then. Not while he sees you as an ATM. I thanked him, hung up, sat in my kitchen for another long minute. Then I got up, watered the tomatoes, made dinner, watched the evening news, went to bed at 10. Life continued. Different, but continuing. Marcus called 3 days later, left a voicemail. His voice was calm, too calm, the kind of calm that came from practice. Dad, I overreacted. I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress, and I took it out on you. That wasn't fair. Can we talk? I miss you. I didn't call back. He tried again Friday. This time his voice carried an edge. Dad, I don't understand why you're ignoring me. I said I was sorry. What more do you want? Are you really going to throw away our relationship over one mistake? One mistake. As if attempting to steal my house was equivalent to forgetting my birthday. I still didn't call back. The third message came 2 weeks later. Different tone entirely. Cold. Controlled. Fine. You want to be alone? Be alone. But remember, I'm the one who drove you to doctor's appointments. I'm the one who helped you figure out your computer. I'm the one who cared. Now you've got nobody. Hope it was worth it. Tom was right. The mask had slipped, and what was underneath wasn't my son. Not the one I remembered. This was someone else. Someone I'd fed and clothed and raised, but someone I didn't recognize anymore. I changed my locks. Tom suggested it. Pat from next door came over to watch. Made sure I was okay. You doing all right, John? She asked. She was watering her flowers, the way neighbors do when they're keeping an eye out without being obvious. I'm okay, I said. Marcus hasn't been around lately. No, he hasn't. She didn't pry. Didn't ask questions, just nodded. Well, you know where I am if you need anything. That's what family felt like. Not blood, not obligation, just presence. Reliable, steady presence. The fourth message came at 2 in the morning. I woke to my phone buzzing, Marcus's name on the screen. I didn't answer. Let it go to voicemail. His voice was slurred, drunk or high, or both. You're killing me, Dad. You know that? You're literally killing me. I needed that money. I needed your help. But no, you had to be stubborn. Had to listen to some lawyer who doesn't even care about you. Now everything's falling apart. The bank's taking my house next month. I'm going to be homeless. My kids are going to see their father living in his car. That's on you. That's your fault. I deleted it, but I couldn't delete the guilt. The voice that said, maybe you should have helped. Maybe you should have given him something. Just enough to keep him afloat. Just enough to keep him from drowning. I called Tom at 7 a.m. I'm feeling guilty, I said. Of course you are. You're a father. That's what fathers do. Should I help him? Do you think giving him money would help, or would it just postpone the inevitable? I don't know. John, Marcus is 43 years old. He's not a child. He's a man who made bad decisions and is now facing consequences. If you bail him out, you rob him of the only thing that might actually save him the chance to learn, the chance to grow up, the chance to realize that his choices matter. But he's going to be homeless. No, he's going to be uncomfortable. There's a difference. There are shelters, programs, resources. He won't be on the street, and maybe losing everything will be the wake-up call he needs. That's harsh. It's reality. And reality is the only teacher that actually works. I thanked him again, made coffee, watched the sun come up over the backyard. The maple tree was starting to turn, early autumn colors bleeding through the green. Life continued. Marcus stopped calling. The silence stretched. A week, 2 weeks, a month. I wondered if I'd ever hear from him again. Then, 3 months later, a letter arrived. Not email, not text, an actual letter, handwritten. His handwriting, but shakier than I remembered. Dad, I'm writing this from a motel outside Columbus. $200 a week. It's not much, but it's mine. I paid for it with money I earned, not borrowed, not stolen, earned. I got a job. Construction. It's hard work. My body hurts every night, but it's honest work, and I'm starting to remember what that feels like. I lost the house, lost my car, lost almost everything. You were right not to help me. I can say that now. At the time, I hated you, genuinely hated you, but now I understand. You weren't punishing me. You were letting me fall, and I needed to fall. I needed to hit bottom so I'd know what bottom felt like. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted you to know I'm alive. I'm surviving. And I'm starting to understand that surviving is different than living off someone else. I'm sorry, Dad, for everything, for the lies, for the pressure, for trying to take your house. I told myself I was protecting you, but I was really protecting myself. And I almost destroyed both of us. I don't know if you'll ever forgive me. I'm not sure I deserve forgiveness, but I'm working on becoming someone who does. Marcus, I read it 3 times. Sat at my kitchen table with tears running down my face. Not sad tears. Something else. Something that felt like hope mixed with relief, mixed with that specific ache that only comes from loving someone who broke your heart. I called Tom. He wrote me a letter. Did he ask for money? No. Did he make excuses? No. Then maybe he's learning, I wrote back. Kept it simple. Kept it honest. Marcus, I'm proud of you. Not for losing everything, but for surviving it, for working, for being honest. I love you. I always will. But love and trust are different things. You broke my trust. It's going to take time to rebuild it. Maybe a long time. I'm here when you're ready. Not as a bank, not as a solution, but as a father. If you want that. Dad, I mailed it. Didn't expect a response. Didn't need one. But 2 weeks later, my phone rang. Marcus's name on the screen. I let it ring twice, then answered, Dad? Hey son, I got your letter. Okay, can I come visit? Not for money, not for anything, just to see you, just to talk. I thought about it, really thought about it. Yes, but we meet in public, coffee shop, neutral ground. Okay, and Marcus? If you ask for money, if you pressure me, if you try anything like what happened before, I'm walking away, and I won't come back. I understand. We met the following Saturday. A Starbucks halfway between us. He looked different, thinner, older. His clothes were clean but worn. No expensive watch, no cologne. He looked like himself, maybe for the first time in years. We talked for an hour about his job, his kids, his mistakes. He didn't make excuses, didn't blame anyone but himself. And somewhere in that conversation, I saw my son again. Not the desperate man who'd tried to steal my house, but the kid I'd raised, the one with potential buried under bad choices. I'm going to therapy, he said. Court mandated at first, part of the divorce agreement. But I kept going, even after I didn't have to. And it's helping. I'm starting to understand why I made the choices I made, why I always needed more, why I was never satisfied. What did you figure out? That I was trying to prove something, to myself, to you, to everyone, that I was successful, that I'd made it, that I was worth something. And I built this whole life on borrowed money and borrowed time. And when it all came crashing down, I realized I'd never actually built anything real. You're building something now. I'm trying. We finished our coffee, stood to leave. He hesitated. Dad? Thank you. For what? For not saving me. I hugged him. First time in months. He felt smaller somehow, more human. We said goodbye, made plans to meet again in 2 weeks. Baby steps. Trust earned slowly. I drove home, watered the tomatoes, made dinner, sat in my kitchen as the light faded. The house was still quiet, but it felt less lonely now. Like maybe, eventually, there might be room for someone else. Someone who'd learned that love wasn't about taking. It was about showing up, being honest, building something real. I didn't know if Marcus would make it, didn't know if we'd ever rebuild what we'd had. But for the first time in months, I had hope. Not certainty, just hope. And for now, that was enough. 3 months later, Marcus called again. Dad, I saved up enough for first and last month's rent. I'm getting an apartment. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I'm proud of you. I wanted to ask, would you come see it? Help me move in. I don't have much furniture, just basics. But I'd like you to see it. I drove the 2 hours, met him at a small complex outside Columbus. 2 bedrooms, ground floor, clean but basic. This is great, Marcus. It's not much. It's enough. That's what matters. We moved in his few belongings. A mattress, a small table, 2 chairs, a lamp. He'd bought them second-hand, paid cash. I'm having the kids this weekend, he said. First time I'll have them overnight in my own place. Not a motel, not a friend's couch, my own place. I could see what that meant to him. The pride, the ownership, not of things, of himself. You're doing good work, Marcus. I'm trying. Some days are harder than others. Some days I see something I want, and I think about how easy it would be to put it on credit, to borrow, to slide back. But then I remember what that cost me, what it almost cost me. We ate pizza, sitting on his floor, talked until the sun went down. When I left, he walked me to my car. Dad, I'm working on something, a payment plan. For you, Marcus. Not because you asked, because I owe you. You paid for my college, my wedding, all those years when I should have been independent but kept coming back for more. I did the math. Roughly $87,000 over 20 years. I'm going to pay you back $50 a month. That's all I can afford right now. But I'm going to do it. You don't have to. Yes, I do. Not for you, for me. Because I need to prove to myself that I can finish something, that I can honor a debt, that I can be someone who pays what he owes. I took the first check, $50, written carefully, signed. Thank you, I said, and I meant it, not for the money, for the gesture, for the effort, for the man he was trying to become. A year passed, then two. Marcus kept sending $50 a month, never missed a payment, never asked for it back. Sometimes he included notes, updates about the kids, his job, his life. He got promoted, assistant foreman, small bump in pay. He increased his payments to $75. You don't have to do that, I said. I know, but I want to. His oldest daughter graduated high school. Marcus invited me to the ceremony. I sat in the bleachers and watched her walk across the stage. Watched Marcus cheer. Watched him cry. Afterward, she hugged him. Thanks for coming, Dad. Wouldn't miss it. She looked at me, extended her hand. You must be Grandpa John. Dad talks about you. Good things, I hope. He says you taught him how to be a father, even when he wasn't listening. I met Marcus's eyes across the parking lot. He nodded, just once, but it said everything. I'm in my 70s now. The house is older. So am I. The tomatoes still grow. The maple tree is huge. Pat still waters her flowers next door. Marcus visits once a month. We have dinner, play cards, talk about nothing and everything. He's paid back $36,000 so far. Won't be done for years, maybe decades, but he'll finish. I know he will. Because he's not doing it for me anymore. He's doing it for himself. Tom Fletcher retired last year, handed off my accounts to his daughter. Sharp woman. She reviewed everything, made sure it was still structured correctly. Your son's doing better, she said. He is. You think he's learned his lesson? I think he's still learning. But yeah, I think he's on the right path now. Are you going to change your will? Put him back in control? I thought about it. No, not yet. Maybe not ever. The trust structure protects both of us. He gets the inheritance. Just slowly. Just managed. And that's okay. He's okay with that? He suggested it. She smiled. Then he really has changed. I updated my will last month, added Marcus back in as a beneficiary. Full amount, but still structured. Still managed. Still protected. And I added something else. A letter to be read when I'm gone. Marcus, if you're reading this, I'm not around anymore. And that's okay. I lived a good life. Long enough to see you grow up, fall down, get back up. The money in this trust is yours. Use it wisely. Not because I'm watching, but because you know how to now. I'm proud of you. Not for being perfect, but for being honest. For working hard. For being the father your kids needed. For being the man I always knew you could be. You asked me once if I forgave you. I never answered. So here's my answer. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Not because what you did was okay, but because you did the hard work of becoming someone different, someone better. That's all I ever wanted. Not your success, not your money, not your gratitude, just your honesty, your effort, your willingness to grow. You gave me that, and that's the greatest gift a son can give his father. I love you. Always have. Always will. Dad, I sealed it. Filed it with my attorney. When the time comes, Marcus will read it. Until then, I water my tomatoes, sit in my kitchen, watch the seasons change. And sometimes, when the phone rings and it's Marcus calling just to check in, just to say hello, I smile. Because that's what family sounds like. Not perfect, not easy, but real. And real is all that matters. If you liked this story, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions in the comments. To listen to more stories, click on the window on the right. Thank you for being with us,